All right, Rhymes. I know you're scum. The body was inside the skull rock. Oh my god. And it's true the captain was killed in the show pool too. What? He's admitting it that easy? This time, I'm gonna tell you the whole truth about what happened that day. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectators' screams clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. Spectators, huh? When Mr. Bloom witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. So now we're back to the orca again, I see. If you're going to give testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand? All I'm doing is telling the truth. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular. So I suggested she hide the body in the Skull Rock and move it to the orca pool. I was gonna figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. The orca is the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me and it wasn't Sasha. It was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the Skull Rock. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion, so why? Because Sasha is not his goal. Killing the orca is his goal. Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this one to me? Athena, do you mean you heard something? Yep, noise. Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart. So that means somewhere in this testimony there's an inconsistency in his emotions. Also, he knows about the old Swashbuckler Spectacular, so... Alright, Athena. Give him a good counseling session. You got it, boss. Huh? What's this? What are you getting? What are you getting, Athena? This testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up. Those two emotions appear to be running out of control. Out of control emotions? Is that going to be a problem? We'll have to probe their cause if we want to get his true emotions in testimony. There might even be odd or unnatural spots in his testimony that he isn't even aware of. Alright, let's probe for the cause of his out-of-control emotions then. I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. It's the tutorial again! We haven't seen this particular mechanic in a long time. It's the point-and-click version of it that I think it is. Since the village, right? Yeah, this is weird as hell. Anyway. Hi. What the hell is this? I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us the true crime scene right away. What? Oh, right, of course. I just made a mistake. Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectator's part was what was making him sad. Guess he was the spectator. I wonder why he would make that mistake saying spectators were there. How strange. The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another. Like, he was in a similar situation before and it was deeply imprinted on his heart. A situation where an orca killed somebody and there were spectators there. Hey, I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is...
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped up and said the owner was killed in front of spectators. What? How did you... You're right. I did see the orca kill somebody a year ago. But what about it? I was just one of the spectators. Really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about the incident last year.
Silence!
Shut up, Blackwell, I'm doing therapy. Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point. Boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? There is one piece that comes to mind that might explain his sadness. Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with his sadness. Azura Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm. Hey! What are you doing with that charm? It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you. I guess I need to push him just a little harder to make him admit it. When Mr. Rhymes said the word charm, he was very rattled. We'd better examine this charm a little more. Good idea. Let's look inside it. Huh? What's this? A photograph? Hey, this is... Azure Summers and Marlon Rhymes. Mr. Rhymes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you? So what if we were a couple? It doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case. You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to the current case?
Silence!
The only thing you revealed was the witness's connection to the victim of last year's incident. What does the witness's past have to do with the case at hand? It's a motive. I don't know yet. But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now, let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at. Oh, why did that go that way? It's either Orla or Shipley here.
Got it!
Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you? Angry? At an orca? Why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then show me proof. Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. This charm indicates that you were Azura Summers' boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend, and so you've been angry at Orla. Alright, I admit it. I'll never forgive that orca. Azura is dead, and that orca is still swimming around happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that orca is a killer. You're right. I want that orca to pay. There, do you feel good dragging up a person's past? But it still doesn't change anything. Oh, he's right. I disagree. It does change things. His out-of-control emotions quieted down. Now we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion. So he's very mad. Now he's very sad. And very mad. Why were you less sad about this? Never mind, you don't care. You don't care about him! He could die 3 times and you wouldn't give a shit. Okay, so why are you mad here, I guess? And why are you still mad? That's not it. That's not it either. Unexpected emotion somewhere? Yeah, that's because anywhere that the orca is, he's pissed. Why are you mad here? No. Why are you sad about the dead body? And at this point, I'm just forcing everything. Oh, let's start from the front. Just go over each of these. Big brute force hours. So what's the unexpected emotion? He's pissed at the orca. You're less mad. And you're less sad. The sight of the captain's dead body. Let's press it anyway. Hold on. Gameplay? No. No, that's not consultation. I wish there was an overview of what each of the emotions was, again. Because I only vaguely remember what some of these are. Because each of these have, like, 2 emotions tied to each of them. According to my analysis, Mr. Rhymes is usually a very calm person. Let's see if we can find any inconsistencies between his words and his emotions. mean, I haven't tried this one yet. You think you see it? I haven't been stupid and there's been like a third emotion somewhere, right? No. So he's usually very calm. He shot up into the air. Did I press you? I really should have just, once I realized that I have no idea what's going on here. I don't remember for sure, I haven't played this since it was on DS, yeah. This has definitely been like the most Ace Attorney segment. Where there's some small thing that they're wanting you to catch up on, but you already know kind of exactly what happened in your own brain, so you're just like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. I'm already like 5 steps ahead. The orca shot up into the air. So I've done 1 and 2 completely. I've already done that being sad. I thought I already did you being angry here, and I already did you being sad here as well. What if this entire time, being angry and sad, yeah. What if it was a red herring the entire time? You can wave him if you want. Sure. Let's get your input as well. Because I'm pretty sure I just pressed on basically everything. I might have missed one. But I don't think I did. Are they freaked? Why no surprise? No, true. That's probably it. I was operating very much with the assumption that I already know he did it and this was all intentional, so why would he be surprised? Okay, yeah, right. Statement is inconsistent with his emotions, sure. The classic. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, you freaked? Really? Yeah, unexpected or lack thereof. Classic Ace Attorney. Like I said, you're 5 steps ahead. I already know this guy's guilty as hell. So of course he wouldn't be surprised. What are you getting at? With Mr. Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly as you'd hoped? In order to have Orla put down, you made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene. He's looking like a gray man. Johnny. So y'all figured all that out, did ya? Mr. Rhymes? Are you admitting it? I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the orca. But you leave me no choice. Yo, he's chugging. Wasn't that all like fish feed? Oh my god! Now it's time to get serious. Meat brothers represent. Vasti grass eaters stay free. Oh my god. Spinach, I guess? But no, that was the same bucket he was tossing all the fish from. He just, like, drank all of all of Rifle's food. What's going on? Where did this pirate fellow come from? He Popeyed, he sure fucking did. He looks like a completely different person. Look at him. If we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackwell will yell at us. He's not able to yell right now. Even Prosecutor Blackwell is a loss for words. So I plan to have that wench be a witness? Arr, you caught me out. It'd be true that I thought that Orca's murderous ways should be found out. And that's why I schemed to have De Plume see the body. So you admit it? You deliberately framed Orla? Arr, it'd be true. What skin be that off anybody's nose? That Orca be a murdering scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that Orca, but I always felt grateful towards the captain. The Orca murdered Azura and the captain, so of course she should walk the plank. He didn't have a response to that. I agree it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear. Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor, I think I just became aware of a new fact. Oh? And what is that? Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred of Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under on its ear. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start.
Take that!
What? So the witness's intent was to kill the Orca? Exactly. The witness's intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was all a scheme to kill Orla. The Orca was his true target? But Jack Shipley is the one who died. The Orca is alive and quite well. He's right. He wanted to kill the Orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. How did that happen? Wait a minute. What if Mr. Rhymes wanting to kill Orla was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death? At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado of a moment ago? Enough of these reckless words, without any basis in fact. They aren't reckless words. The basis for my claim is at the real murder scene. The show pool. What are you talking about? It's my contention that two incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the Orca, and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the Orca, Mr. Rhymes removed something from the scene. And by doing so, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death. He did what now? Mr. Wright, what did Mr. Rhymes remove in an attempt to kill Orla? I keep trying to say Orca. Don't tell me you're trying to claim he tried to kill the Orca by draining the pool water. That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marlon Rhymes took charge of Orla, with the plan to kill Orla in the show pool. And because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to fall to his death in the show pool. Time to spray luminol all over the bottom of the pool. Yo, we took a bite! Arr, I tried to kill the orca, you say? Can you even prove there was nary a drop of water in the pool as the game seems to freeze up? Oh my god, okay, good. That day I was simply looking after the orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
You claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th. But I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time. How would you know such a thing? I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. This system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's record, we can tell exactly when she ate. Or didn't eat. Sink me! Nobody ever told me about that dastardly contraption. Only a few of the ship-shape aquarium staff knew about this system. According to Orla's record, she never ate in those early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her. You're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the orca simply wasn't hungry. He's right. I don't have any proof. If Orla simply didn't eat, then that would create an inconsistency. Where did her fish go? Her fish? Good question. Where did it disappear to? Fish? What does it matter? What relevance does it have to this case? Cease this stalling with inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the orca's stomach and delve into the case instead. But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance. I think. What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. It was him! It was Mr. Rhymes! You saw him just chug an entire bucket? It was Rifle. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? I think I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must have been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice. Visitor? Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect at this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Taka won't look favorably upon it. Oh my god, Taka is primed. I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will be actually related to the case or not, I don't know yet. Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful. Somehow Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visitor to the show stage. Rifle! Also, we can double check this real quick. Yeah, Rifle ate around 4 a.m., which is weird. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage. First an orca, now a penguin? Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do you have any proof Rifle visited the show stage? If ye be a lawyer of any salt, show me your evidence. The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. That fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. Oh, that's why those things were there. I have to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to the show stage. Now to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt. This is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage.
Take that!
Oh my, what a cute little sign. Look at all those adorable stars. These stars are actually starfish. Miss Buckler painted this sign. But she just left that top left corner completely blank, huh? In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left this sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying. Aye, that be true. But what be your point? On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where is this proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out. Right here.
Take that!
A couple of the pink starfish are shaped a little differently than the others. Ah, you're right. They looked almost like little leaves. Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. Little leaf-like shapes on this sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry. Oh, what a cute little pink penguin. What cute little pink penguin prints. So there are footprints. What of them? Marlon Rhymes was watching over the sign at the show stage while the paint dried. And during that time, the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all. Begad! Rifle ate Orla's fish? Who be to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had helped move the Skull Rock. It couldn't have been moved without me. The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction? Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time? Right, don't know. If you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness's testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage, keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must have been true, because he helped move the Skull Rock. And then Rifle came in and walked over to the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't be seen? Down here. What? Inside the pool? But you're right. If he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So, are you saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere?
Objection!
Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. The penguin is a key point? The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Arrgh. Orcas can be out of water for a short time without sustaining damage. But if they're out of water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So, he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence.
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion? That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she wouldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla, using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Miss DePlume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with a false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. Oh my god, you're bleeding from everywhere. So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? It's working. Just a little further now and Sasha will be proven not guilty.
Silence.
If you think you've won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness can manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Of course not. What kind of bilge be that? I be but a simple animal keeper. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca? Fuck. The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where is your sword of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca? Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work. How can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable.
Objection!
Oh, well, it appears that I was mistaken. Athena? I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again? Only to give up. I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered the old right way. The right way? What a shitty pun. Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence.
Objection!
All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases. It's time to cross-examine Orla! The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now. Who are you talking about? I demand you tell the court immediately. Who is this central figure in both cases? It's Orla! The defense calls the central figure in both cases Orla the Orca. You intend to cross-examine an orca? Arr, cross-examine an orca? You must be addled. It'd be impossible, says I.
Silence.
This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection!
Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Very well. Do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict. I'm ready and confident. So, cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. An orca defended yesterday, an orca witnessed today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up. To be continued? Oh my god. Surely there isn't much left, right? Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright. Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers after all. I just talked to Pearls and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Now we have to try and figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. If we put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue. And I can't forget about that strange set of prints of Rhymes either. I really appreciate you trying to save both Orla and me. had no idea Marlin hated Orla like that. I feel like I've been shocked by a torpedo ray. Of course he would hate that killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him. Oh, Mr. Plume, you've been watching the trial? Oh yes, I came to make a declaration of war. Declaration of war? No matter what the result of today's trial, I will report the truth in my new book. Even if that truth goes against what I wrote in the Killer Whale. I don't know what the truth is. Not even about what happened a year ago. Dr. Crab, Azura died right in front of my eyes, in the middle of a pirate show. She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began to thrash around in pain. The orca was singing a song and then started headbutting Azura over and over. Finally, the orca took Azura in her mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Just before she died, Azura was holding her chest in obvious pain. She was holding her chest? Wait a minute. Could it be? I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either. What? I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been her heart condition. Heart condition? What heart condition? Never heard anything about it. Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic. Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic for a heart condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did. What? Azura had a heart condition too? I guess she hid it from everybody. Just like I did. So that means the orca was innocent a year ago too! It's just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azura to check on her. And then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her. There we go. So there was no need to put the orca down after all. So, you really did intend to put Orla down. No. Jack and I were against such a thing from the start. But you said you were going to euthanize the orca? Yeah. I've been wondering about that. Dr. Crab, about this capsule, it's not a poison but a sleeping drug, right? That's right. Even if Orla attacks someone, or even if the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demands she be put down, I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead, and then set her free. That's why I purchased so many sleeping capsules. Oh, that's why? I never considered the possibility that the poor woman's death was an illness. She seems pretty disturbed to be wrong. I simply want to know the truth. That is why I will tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed the owner's death, I was there at the request of the animal keeper. Marlin Rhymes? That is correct. Okay, yeah. That day, my client called me to ask to investigate the orca pool. He must have wanted you to witness what Orla was going to do. Why did you decide to tell us this? My desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't allow that. I'll be watching to see how this all unfolds. Good luck to you, Blue and Yellow Duo. Well, that was quite a bombshell she just dropped. And so casually, too. That woman really is a free spirit. Ugh. You remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha? I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer. Well, I just wanted you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium's secret. It may put me in hot water, but if it helps save the orca, let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca's song. The orca's song, huh? What could he be hinting at? I mean, there's two different songs. Oh, Mr. Wright! Looks like it's time. Looks like it's time. Alright, let's go back in. You've got it, boss! We're gonna go in there and save Sasha and Orla. Together. Oh, it's TV time with Orla. The court will now reconvene. Is the witness, Orla Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready? Well, the orca is present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on. Tweet? Oh, just as adorable as yesterday. I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions. Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness? I intend to have the young lady there with Orla help me. Hello, everyone. That young lady. Didn't I meet her once before, a long time ago? Yes, that's Pearl Fay, my old friend. Well, well, didn't she grow up to be a lovely young lady? I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination. Mr. Wright, this is all your fault. Why are you dawdling? How is this my fault? The court will now hear the testimony of Orla Shipley. Tweet? Oh, man. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Tweet, 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 tweet. Clap, 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 click. Click? Whir, click. Tweet, tweet. Tweet? Tweet. So true. Speak your truth, Orla. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Do you seriously intend to cross-examine this orca? Well, she is a key witness for the defense after all, sir. Every time you come to my courtroom, you open my eyes to a new way of thinking. Appears this will be another one of those times. Yes! He's given me the go-ahead! I'd now like to put the witness and Mr. Rhymes together to see how he manipulated the orca. Hopefully, Orla will have some kind of reaction. Arr, fine by me, but not will happen, I tell ye. Tweet? Mr. Rhymes was right. Nothing happened. I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be easy. How did he manipulate her? Right, Dono, I hope you realize that if you can't prove with this cross-examination how Rhymes controlled the orca, your defendant will be declared guilty immediately. Yes, I realize that. This is my last chance. I have to figure out how Rhymes commanded Orla to do her tricks. Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Press the orca!
Hold it!
Hold it! Miss Shipley, I'm afraid Fweet is not going to get us anywhere. This is your plan of action? If you're incapable of interpreting orca speech, this entire exercise is folly.
Objection!
You leave the interpretation of Orla's heart to me. Alright, girl. What do you gotta say? Let me hear it. Fweet? Fweet? Oh, Orla, you're so cute! Right, Dono? Surely you don't intend to continue this farce? I do. Miss Shipley, please continue with your testimony.
Hold it!
Could you interpret that for the court, Miss Sykes? Whoosh! I'm getting a strong reading of happiness. Maybe she thinks she's doing a show? I demand serious witness testimony. This is no time for fun and games. If you continue this mockery, I will subject you to 40 lashes with a wet fish. Not a wet noodle? That just sounds fishy. Hey, speaking from experience, anything is better than 40 lashes from a whip. The defense will please caution its witness to conduct herself with propriety.
Hold it!
Instead of impersonating a one orca band, could you show us the lifesaver trick? I guess Orla won't do what you want unless you give her the proper signal. Ooh, doesn't Orla sing beautifully? Taka's singing voice is much more melodic and clear. So true. Love Taka. Big Taka fan. Neither one should quit their day job. Please continue your testimony. Miss Shipley.
Hold it!
Miss Shipley seems to want to communicate something. Perhaps she's hungry? Miss Fay, could you give Miss Shipley a snack? Certainly. One moment. What a heartwarming scene. It reminds me of my granddaughter with her pet. Wow, your granddaughter must have a pretty large pet. Stop all this pet prattle and get on with the cross-examination. She's such an adorable creature. I never get tired of looking at her.
Silence.
I, on the other hand, have had more than my fill of this tomfoolery. Enough is enough. It sounds like Prosecutor Blackwell is about to blow his top. What should I do? Should I continue the cross-examination? Stop here. I'm done playing games. I will now explain how Orla was manipulated by Mr. Rhymes. In order to respond to a command, Orla needs to hear the sound of a whistle. But Mr. Rhymes isn't a trainer. I doubt he'd know how to give the signals himself. So that means he must have had help. So how did Mr. Rhymes issue commands to Orla? With a fish! I don't know. It's probably that video. Maybe not this specific video.
Take that!
I'm wary of this comedy of errors. Your baldness, bring down your hammer of justice. I agree that evidence seems patently wrong. I enjoyed the comedy of errors myself, but I must give you a penalty, Mr. Wright. No verdict yet? Rhymes isn't a trainer. I doubt he'd know how to get... Okay, well, with a whistle himself. I think it's the TV phone. That means he must have had help. I better rethink this. What should I do? Should I continue the cross-examination? Ah, yeah. She had videos. Sasha told me an interesting story about Miss Summers. Most likely, Mr. Rhymes still has these videos of Miss Summers. Miss Faye, could I ask for your help? Of course, Mr. Nick. What is it? You're using Mr. Rhymes' TV phone, correct? I'd like you to examine it for me. Please look for videos of Azura Summers during the issuing whistle commands to Orla. Videos? I'm not too sure about how to do that, but I'll give it a try. My apologies to Mr. Marlin. Right, Dono? What are you up to? You'll see in a moment. If Pearls can find those videos for me. Mr. Nick, I found them! I found some videos like you described. You did? Thank you, Miss Faye. Just as I suspected. How did Marlin Rhymes get Orla to do those tricks? I will now show you. With Mr. Rhymes' cell phone. His cell phone? Are you implying he used an app? Miss Faye, see if you can issue Orla a command. Me? Can I do such a thing? You might be able to if you play a video with a whistle signal in it. If there's a video of the lifesaver trick, please play that. Before you do though, please put the practice dummy in the pool. The practice dummy? Alright. In it goes! There, it sank to the bottom. Now I'll play a video. Sweet. Orla's diving down, heading straight for the dummy. What a smart girl you are, Orla. The lifesaver trick was a complete success, Mr. Nick. Thank you, Miss Faye. You were a big help. Now I have proof. Unbelievable. You actually pulled it off. That was the lifesaver trick we saw yesterday. Is Miss Faye an Orca trainer now? No, Your Honor. I'll explain after we try one more trick. Now let's see if we could command Orla to do the singing trick. Miss Faye, if there's a video of the singing trick, please play that. Certainly. Let's see, is it this video? Oh my, isn't she wonderful? That was a Swashbuckler Spectacular song. Oh, what a lovely singing voice. It wasn't bad. By the way, how did Miss Faye give the orca those commands? Marlon Rhymes has something on his phone that his girlfriend, Azura Summers, sent him. They're videos of Miss Summers issuing commands to Orla with a whistle. If they have Orla listen to the sounds of the signals, anyone at all could command Orla. Oh my, anyone at all? Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. All they would have to do is display those videos. Mr. Wright, please submit those videos as evidence. I'm getting the sneaking suspicion that the judge just wants to try it out for himself. Miss Faye, could you send those videos to the TV phone here? All right, certainly. Got them. All right, I'll try playing one. So this was a training session a year ago, huh? But wait a minute. There's something about that song that bothers me. If the orca can be commanded using videos on a cell phone, then that means that Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the creature. Arr. Mr. Rhymes, you can't talk your way out of it now.
Silence!
Because Blackwell will do it for you. I have to commend you. That was very good proof. I concede Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the orca. But isn't it true that the defendant could have done it as well? As all she would have to do is use the whistle she knows how to use so well. And she wouldn't have had to use those videos. Surely you admit it's a possibility. She could have easily had Norma de Plume witness a singing and lifesaver trick. So he's trying to argue it was equally possible for Sasha as it was for Rhymes, is he? But is this true? Let me think about that for a minute. Let's think about literally what Crab said a bit ago. The culprit made sure Miss de Plume heard the song and saw the lifesaver trick. Did Sasha have shown these two tricks to the witness? She couldn't have. No, I don't think Miss Buckler could have created the same conditions as the culprit. You challenged me to a battle? I hope your sword is sharpened. Let's see those sword skills of yours. Don't you worry, my sword is drawn and ready. My sword is evidence that the two tricks couldn't have been shown at the same time.
Take that!
Miss de Plume said in her testimony that she witnessed these two tricks at the same time. However, that fact is inconsistent with how Orla performs tricks. How Orla performs tricks? What are you talking about? Orla can't perform two tricks at once. She performs only one trick per whistle signal. That's how she's been trained. In other words, it would be just like with a dog. If you tell him to both sit and shake, he won't do them at the same time. Am I understanding it correctly? Yes, that's the idea, Your Honor. I wonder if the judge is a dog. Oh, we are laughing. Laughing up a storm. Even Taka's laughing. What a farce. So are you saying that the witness somehow managed to produce an impossible scenario? Arr. If the creature's own trainer couldn't do it, how could I? Yes, it's a mystery, isn't it? Boss, you don't have to agree so cheerfully. The defense is claiming that Marlon Rhymes manipulated the orca. But if you cannot explain fully how this was done, your argument doesn't hold water. If you can't straighten out your own theory, would you like me to straighten you out? No thank you. So Orla can't do two tricks at the same time, but Miss de Plume saw her do it. This logical inconsistency means there's a flaw somewhere. Was Mr. Plume lying? Or is it not true that Orla can't do 2 tricks at a time? But Mr. Plume had no reason to lie about such a thing. If it really is impossible for Orla to perform 2 tricks at once, then maybe either the lifesaver trick or the singing trick was faked? Faked? Yes, maybe Orla only performed 1 of the tricks, but it was made to look like she performed 2.
Silence!
Maybe? How do you expect to conduct a sword battle with conjecture? Sounds like I better present some evidence here, and fast. Although I am concerned about your profuse sweating, Mr. Wright, allow me to ask you. Which of the 2 was faked, the lifesaver trick or the singing trick? It had to be the singing. The defense wishes to argue that the singing trick was faked. And on what grounds do you base your assertion that the singing trick was faked? Oh, it can also be used to broadcast inside the aquarium. Okay.
Take that!
That item proves the singing trick was faked? No, Your Honor. This piece of evidence will not prove that. In other words, I'm stupid. In other words, this piece of evidence is a fake-out. And if this evidence is a fake-out, then the singing trick was a fake-out as well. Boss, I don't think that makes any sense. Momentum is key at times like these. I can hear every word you're saying, Mr. Wright.